Rick, how would you kind of describe the feeling of the team coming off the high of the win and then going into this next game? And then what's the status of Jalen Smith?
Yeah, Jalen will not be available. He's doing better. He started to do some light running, and he did some shooting drills with us today. Some of you may have seen that, but he's not. He will be unavailable for any of these games here. Team is in a great state of mind. Really optimistic, opportunistic group that is looking forward to this opportunity.
Again, over here in the second row in the blue.
Rick, now that you're here, what do you think of this whole setup, and how do you kind of prepare the team using it for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, predictably, it's very impressive what they've done here. The logistics, the separate kind of preparation area, all that stuff, really impressive how they did that. They got a whole, banner thing the size of one of the sides of the building that has all four teams printed on it. They must have done that, 13 hours ago or something, unless they just printed up a bunch of different combinations. But that's impressive. The arena looks great. The stage lighting is cool. It's got an MSG feel. It's got an old Forum, an LA feel. I think it befits where we are. Kind of one of the entertainment centers of the world, and this should be a very competitive Final Four.
Joe?
Do you think an IST championship is worthy of a banner in the arena of the champion?
Oh, I think you'll see a banner of some sort. I mean, that's up to the teams. I mean, I don't think that, I don't know this, but, I see banners of all kinds in all different arenas. But this is not an insignificant thing at all. It's certainly this being the first one is extra special. And, and as the thing's gone along, a lot has been learned. A lot of amazing, great things. And then some other things that may not have been anticipated, but all that stuff will certainly be addressed. But, all said, it's, a massive win.
Steve, over here.
Rick, every coach I've ever covered considers road games to be business trips, but the allure or the appeal of this, from the start, it's been talked of as cash for the players, and it's Las Vegas. How do you balance the exciting locale versus potential distractions here?
Yeah, we trust our players. Our guys, even though we're a young team, they understand the magnitude of the opportunity. I expect most of them tonight to do just a nice dinner and get off their feet. There's places to go in every NBA city for this kind of entertainment. Maybe not, certainly not to this level, but I think our guys understand. I think it's going to be the same for all four teams. I think this is a business opportunity. The money for winning is significant. And so there are a lot of reasons to keep our collective eye on the ball.
Front row on the left.
Coach, does this have the feeling of a playoff type game as far as just from an intensity standpoint? How would you characterize that?
Well, our game Monday certainly had that feel. I watched, the two games I watched last night on television certainly appeared to have that. Coming now to a neutral venue, it remains to be seen exactly how it's going to be. I do expect there to be some buzz. I expect the energy from the teams to be great. And I saw a lot of the digital boards and stuff like that. They've incorporated some elements that they used in the bubble that were very successful. So I expect the whole thing to be a huge success. just don't see it going any other way.
Again, on your left, on the front.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to ask you about Tyrese. He's on the big stage now. He's starting to get the accolades that he deserves. You've coached a lot of great players. I mean, he's shooting 40% in his career in the NBA, look-off passes, can do it all. Where do you see him, taking that leap, and you're starting to see him getting the credit he deserves? Just talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, when you're a young player in this league and you're trying to move your team up the ladder, these kinds of meaningful games are extremely important because what young teams find out eventually when they get into a playoff environment is that it's only about this possession, the next possession, what's going on whistle to whistle. How can we collectively do everything possible to put ourselves in a position to be successful at the end of the game, at the end of the series? And so, games like Monday night are of great value for us. And then now, to be in the Final Four, facing off, against a Milwaukee team that certainly is playing at an amazingly high level with two players that are going to go down as two of the all-time greats in the NBA, is a big task. It's a big task, but Tyrese has been great. The things that he learns as this thing goes along, he immediately puts them into gear, into use, so I mean, a good example is the other night. The first half didn't go particularly well for us. They really went after him in the second quarter, trying to attack him. He's coming off bronchitis and could hardly breathe. Halftime we circled the wagons. He got some oxygen and some other stuff to try to get his energy back up, and he threw one of the most amazing second halves out there that anyone could possibly imagine. And so, with a couple of days to recharge, the hope is that he'll be feeling even better for tomorrow. But I expect all four teams to be really, really juiced up for these games.
Back right.
Rick, to follow up on back here, Milwaukee, Dame didn't play that first match. I don't think Chris was closed that game. I think he was on a more restrictive minutes count. So what have you seen from them, I guess, as you've kind of looked at some film over the last, however far you've gone back with their kind of whole team here going into this?
Yeah, they're better. They're better. I mean, Lillard being out was a break that we caught on that particular night. On the one hand, that he wasn't out there. On the other hand, Giannis touched the ball 65 times in the game. So I don't know. Where's the bargain there? I mean, it's like that. But now Dame is healthy. Giannis is Giannis. Chris Middleton is another great player and an all-star. And if you look at his minutes trend, he's playing a few more minutes than he was earlier in the season, and he is finishing games now. So, the challenges are many. So we'll have to be ready, and we're trying to we're playing the role of a disruptor here, against a lot of these great players, and so. We have to be really good at trying to implement our game as opposed to allowing them to play theirs.
Last one on the left side.
Rick, you used the term Final Four a couple times in there. I mean, does this have an NCAA tournament-ish feel to it? Is that a sense that you get from this? And when you use the term disruptor, I mean, do you feel like a team that's almost like a tournament team that's come off a couple upsets coming into this?
Well, it's four teams that are playing for the cup, so I'm not trying to get too much into acronyms or metaphors or anything like that, but this is the first in-season tournament. It's the first NBA Cup. The level of interest has been phenomenally high, and we're coming in here with guns blazing. That's how we got to play. That's how we've been approaching the entire season, and that will not change.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.